There are names in the automotive world that carry a weight so heavy it almost feels immovable. Names that stand not just as vehicles, but as legacies carved in steel and heritage. The Toyota Land Cruiser is one of those names. For decades, it has been the symbol of unstoppable endurance, the four-wheeled proof that humanity could conquer deserts, mountains, and the most unforgiving terrains on Earth. But now, in 2026, Toyota has dared to merge that legendary bloodline with something unthinkable, something almost mythical: the Century. The Land Cruiser Century SUV. It sounds like two worlds colliding, a machine built on centuries-old Japanese values of restraint, elegance, and quiet power, combined with the raw, indomitable DNA of one of the toughest SUVs ever made. This is not just a car. It is Toyota rewriting its own script, building a monument that stands at the intersection of prestige and resilience. The first time I laid eyes on it, I knew this wasn't the Land Cruiser as we knew it. No boxy silhouette, no predictable nod to its rugged past. What stood before me was a sculpture in dark blue, a hue that didn't just glisten under the light, but seemed to drink it in, swallowing reflections until the SUV became a silhouette that loomed like a shadow. The upper lines of the body are taut, almost regal, while the lower portions have a muscular depth, a sense of mass and permanence that makes everything else in its class look like children's toys. The design is both terrifyingly commanding and heartbreakingly beautiful, the kind of paradox only Toyota could have pulled off by blending the dignity of the Century with the legacy of the Land Cruiser. It does not look like an SUV designed to be driven. It looks like an SUV designed to be followed. As I walked closer, I could feel the philosophy dripping off every panel. The grille is unlike anything you've seen on a Toyota. It doesn't scream with unnecessary aggression like so many modern SUVs that confuse presence with anger. Instead, it carries the quiet weight of inevitability. A broad, chrome-edged mouth, patterned with intricate latticework that could have been pulled from a Shinto shrine gate, framed by sharp LED eyes that don't just illuminate the road but seem to judge it. The lights are slim, knife-like, and yet there's restraint. No theatrics, no glowing gimmicks. Just a surgical precision that makes you wonder if this SUV sees more than you do. From the side, the silhouette is graceful in a way no Land Cruiser has ever been before. It's as though the designers took the spirit of the Century limousine and stretched it across a new canvas, but then fused it with the muscular stance of a mountain-born machine. The long hood flows into a cabin that is upright yet elegant, while the shoulder line carries a solidity that feels carved rather than pressed. And the wheels, massive, polished, and dark chrome finished, aren't just there to roll. They're thrones in motion. Each one looks like a ceremonial seal, the kind you would expect to see stamped onto parchment declaring an emperor's decree. This is not just automotive design, it is architecture. But let us not forget what the Land Cruiser name demands: capability. While many may gawk at the regal lines and aristocratic calm of the exterior, beneath that skin lies the relentless beast. Toyota has equipped this Land Cruiser Century SUV with a hybrid powertrain, a monstrous V8 paired with electric motors that doesn't simply propel, it elevates. The numbers, though impressive, are almost secondary to the sensation. When you press the accelerator, the vehicle doesn't surge like a sports car or crawl like an off-roader. It glides with a sovereign force, like a titan rising from the earth. Speed is delivered not in bursts but in waves, power layered and continuous, reminding you that this SUV isn't about sprinting, it's about never stopping. The ride quality is where the Century bloodline asserts itself most clearly. This SUV doesn't crash through bumps or jitter over uneven surfaces. It dismisses them. The suspension feels tuned not just for comfort, but for dignity. Every movement of the body is smoothed out, every imperfection absorbed, until you begin to believe the road itself has changed under the weight of this machine. It's the sensation of being carried, not driven. In this vehicle, you are not just transported, you are escorted. Stepping inside, the dark blue shell opens to a world of restrained opulence. The interior is not the flashy decadence of a Rolls-Royce or the flamboyant bravado of a Bentley. No, this is something uniquely Japanese, uniquely Toyota. The black surfaces dominate with a calm authority, but then, the details, subtle accents of metallic trim, finely stitched leather, Wood inserts so polished they reflect like still water. The seats cradle you in silence, as if the designers wanted you not to just sit, but to meditate. The steering wheel, leather-wrapped and thick, carries just enough feedback to remind you of the machine beneath, but otherwise it rests easy in your hands, commanding without demanding. And then there is the quiet. This SUV is an ocean of silence. The engineers have created a cocoon so perfectly insulated that the world outside feels like a distant dream. Even the engine, when awakened, hums with the deep resonance of a temple bell rather than the roar of combustion. It is not about impressing with noise, it is about impressing with absence. This silence becomes addictive. You begin to crave it, to seek it, to lose yourself in it. And within that silence, every tiny detail matters. The faint vibration of the seat when the hybrid system switches modes, the subtle click of the buttons, the way the ambient lighting glows like candlelight rather than neon. This is craftsmanship. Driving the Land Cruiser Century SUV is an experience that feels both futuristic and ancient. Futuristic because the level of technology here is staggering, adaptive everything, sensors reading not just the road but the driver's mood, autonomous systems that can practically drive the car for you if you allow them. Ancient because the philosophy underpinning it feels older than modern luxury, rooted in a kind of ceremonial reverence for motion itself. It's as though this SUV was not designed merely to transport, but to honor the act of travel. But make no mistake, for all its elegance, this is still a Land Cruiser. Its off-road systems are state-of-the-art, invisible when you don't need them, but omnipresent when the terrain demands. Hill descents, rock crawling, water fording, it takes them not as challenges, but as formalities. Watching this regal figure glide over mud and stone feels almost wrong, like watching a samurai in ceremonial robes draw a blade with lethal efficiency. And yet, that is what makes it so compelling. It is not simply a luxury SUV, it is the merging of two legends. Competitors will tremble at this sight. Rolls-Royce Cullinan, Bentley Bentayga, Mercedes Maybach GLS, all of them suddenly feel ostentatious, loud, almost vulgar by comparison. The Land Cruiser Century SUV doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to flaunt. Its quiet power is more devastating than any boast. This SUV exists in a space that is both rarefied and untouchable. As I walked away, the dark blue giant stood there under the fading sun, its surfaces bending the light into shadows and whispers. And I realized something. This was not just the next chapter for Toyota. This was Toyota declaring, we can master every realm. We can be indestructible and we can be divine. The Land Cruiser Century SUV is not just a car. It is a message that strength and elegance are not opposites but partners, that luxury and capability are not rivals but allies. For those who will own it, this SUV will not be a purchase, it will be an heirloom. For those who will see it pass on the road, it will not be a vehicle, it will be an event. And for Toyota, it is not just the merging of two names. It is the birth of something that will be remembered long after the year 2026 has passed. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not the Land Cruiser as you knew it. This is not the Century as you knew it. This is the Land Cruiser Century SUV, and it may just be the most profound statement Toyota has ever made on four wheels.